Movies have had a complex relationship with conspiracy theories. Misleading and often outright false, documentaries have been used to push everything from 9/11 conspiracy theories to COVID-19 disinformation to alleged UFO cover ups to whatever nonsense people have been trying to push on any given day. Yet, the same elements that can make for irresponsible journalism and conspiracy theories have a tendency to fall apart upon close examination can prove irresistible to storytellers. The sense that we live in a world filled with dark forces and sinister plots can be queasily intoxicating. And for this list, we have kept the focus on conspiracy theory movies with political implications. You won't find Close Encounters of the Third Kind, for instance, even though it feeds off the paranoid mood of the era, or stories of corporate conspiracies, real or fictional, like The Insider or Michael Clayton. In the right hands, conspiracy theory inspired movies tap into a deeper sense of unease and distrust. They can also feed into it. Would our distrust of the government have deepened quite as intensely after Watergate were it not for the Watergate-inspired films that followed it? We may never know. But we can explore the question via some compelling films inspired by the deepest, darkest pockets of political discourse. Welcome to Cinematic. This video is about the 15 essential conspiracy theory movies. Before diving into this video, I request you to subscribe to Cinematic, like and share this video, and stay tuned with us. On number 15, Executive Action in 1973. Mixing documentary footage with reenactments and dramatic scenes, not unlike a later, more famous Kennedy assassination movie, Executive Action wastes no time establishing who killed Kennedy.
Could one man alone assassinate John Kennedy?
One man firing from long range at a moving target is out of the question. The only possible scenario, 3 rifles with triangulated fire.
Fire. A motion picture that must be seen by anyone who still has doubt.
It opens on a secret meeting of conservative titans, played by the familiar faces Burt Lancaster, Robert Ryan, Will Geer, and others. All eventually agree that Kennedy has to be taken out because of his support for civil rights, his plan to end the war in Vietnam, and other perceived inconveniences. The rest of the film meticulously lays out how their plan unfolds. On number 14, Conspiracy Theory in 1997.
Did you kill my father?
No. Maybe.
Maybe?
Well, I don't know.
You don't know?
No,
It might seem weird to think of a paranoid thriller as being the product of a more innocent time, but consider this. To disseminate his wild theories about militias and the UN and the Vietnam War and whatever else crosses his mind, conspiracy theory protagonist Jerry Fletcher, played by Mel Gibson, uses a newsletter that he physically mails to followers who actively choose to subscribe to it. On number 13, Wagged the Dog in 1997.
You want me to produce your war? Not a war, it's a pageant. We need a theme, a song, some visuals. We need, it's a pageant.
It's a pageant.
It's a pageant, that's what it is.
Country's a war.
It's Mr. America in your bird parks.
Why Albania? No. Fuck freedom. They wanna destroy the godless Satan of the United. They wanna destroy our way of life, all right?
Robert De Niro stars as Conrad Breen, a spin doctor who needs to divert attention away from a presidential sex scandal. To that end, he recruits Hollywood producer Stanley Motz, played by Dustin Hoffman, to help concord a fake war, complete with heart-rending stories, hard-fighting heroes, and even a theme song. On number 12, The Manchurian Candidate in 2004.
Do you have dreams, sir?
Everybody has dreams.
No, not these.
No, I don't.
Write it all down. Like every night. Right when I wake up, try to get it down. It didn't always come together, not everything that I can remember.
This second adaptation of Richard Condon's 1959 bestseller updates the original's Cold War setting to fit the concerns of the early 2000s. The literal Manchuria of the original becomes Manchurian Global, a deeply connected equity firm with a vested interest in keeping the globe unstable and making sure war stays alive and well. On number 11, Winter Kills in 1979.
We don't allow ladies in trousers in the dining area.
You what?
It's no problem.
following him along the sidewalk because he didn't think I'd tipped him enough. Imagine that.
We will have to ask you to leave.
My name is Nicholas Keegan. My father owns this place.
I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Another, even wilder adaptation of a Condor novel, Winter Kills, stars Jeff Bridges as Nick Kagan, the half-brother of a JFK-like president who starts to unravel the true story behind the president's death nearly 20 years later. His investigation sends him on an increasingly disturbing journey that leads him to suspect everyone from the mafia to rival politicians to a Hollywood studio until arriving at the grimmest possible solution of all. On number 10, 3 Days of the Condor in 1975.
This is a major. This is Joe Turner. Identification? My name is Turner. I work for you. Now listen.
Identify yourself.
What is your designation? Condor. Something has happened. Section 9, Department 17. The section's been hit.
What level?
What level?
Level of damage.
Everybody. Dr. Lapp, Janice, Ray, Harold. Everybody is dead.
If the Kennedy assassination opened up cracks of distrust in the foundation of American life, Watergate turned those cracks into fissures. Movies had featured shadowy government operatives before, but it took the 1970s and paranoid thrillers like 3 Days of the Condor to turn them into movie staples. On number 9, 7 Days in May in 1964.
You're a nightcrawler, Colonel. A peddler. You sell information. Are you sufficiently up on your Bible to know who Judas was?
Yes, I know who Judas was. He was a man I worked for and admired until he disgraced the 4 stars on his uniform.
John Frankenheimer followed his The Manchurian Candidate with another story of an attempt to take over the US government. 7 Days in May's power comes from its matter-of-fact approach and understated performances, which combine to create a disalarmingly plausible depiction of a military coup to supplant the president, Frederick March. On number 8, The Parallax View in 1974.
There is no evidence of a conspiracy.
These people were killed, and whoever killed them is going to try to kill me. Austin thinks that maybe we all saw something up there.
We're in the business of reporting the news, not creating it.
Those films sandwich The Parallax View, a conspiracy theory-inspired thriller starring Warren Beatty as Joe Freddy, a reporter who comes to suspect the witnesses to the assassination of a presidential candidate are being knocked off one by one. It joined a chorus of films echoing the notion that corporations and the government, often working hand in hand, weren't always acting in our best interests, even if their efforts didn't match our wildest, scariest flights of fancy. On number 7, JFK in 1991.
I answer that question you keep asking. If I give you the name of the big enchilada, you know, then it's Bon Voyage Dino. I mean like permanent. I mean like a bullet in my head, you dig? Does that help you see my problem a little better?
Director Oliver Stone has always spoken of JFK as a countermyth, a kind of alternate story, maybe true, maybe not, and filled with contradictions either way, that pushes back against the official story of the Kennedy assassination detailed by the Warren Commission. That's a playing with fire approach to making a film about history, and JFK has probably done more to further reckless theorizing about Kennedy's murder than any of the assassination literature that preceded it. On number 6, They Live in 1988. John Carpenter's science fiction classic uses a clean, powerful metaphor to create an allegory for the ways everyday people find themselves serving a status quo that furthers the interests of the rich and powerful. What if the rich and powerful were actually aliens who have infiltrated Earth passing as human and now use subliminal messaging in entertainment and advertising to compel the rest of us to consume and confirm? Maybe the film suggests there's some truth to even the wildest conspiracy theories, and maybe those conspiracies hide behind pleasing forms. On number 5, Blowout in 1981. A riff on Michelangelo Antonioni's Blow Up that finds a murder hidden within sounds rather than images. While recording some atmospheric noise, he witnesses and records a presidential hopeful's fatal car accident, an event Jack comes to suspect is actually an assassination.
Yes.
What the hell is the matter with you?
What?
That fucking tape you gave me didn't have nothing on it.
All my tapes are blank. You know, I don't get you, man. First you feed me all this nutty assassination shit, then you give me a blank tape. What for?
Because somebody erased it. They've erased all my tapes.
Blowout combines elements of the Kennedy assassination, the Chappaquiddick incident, and post-Watergate paranoia into a potent mystery that suggests even a serial killer's seemingly random acts of violence might be part of a larger plot, building to a climax that's almost nightmarish in its despair. On number 4, Secret Honor in 1984. The film consists of nothing more than a drunken, sweating Nixon monologuing about his life, his presidency, his grievances, and those who betrayed him. Whether or not the film believes, it is sort of beside the point. Secret Honor suggests that there are some forces so powerful that even the President of the United States can't stand up to them. On number 3, All the President's Men in 1976. Politicians would do whatever they could do to gain and keep power, never mind what values and democratic processes they trampled along the way. The headlines of the day felt like excerpts from a disturbing, richly detailed, deeply researched thriller.
How much can you tell me about Deep Throat?
How much do you need to know?
You trust him?
Yeah.
I can't do the reporting for my reporters, which means I have to trust them. And I hate trusting anybody.
Pakula's film respects the facts. While others on this list might claim to reveal hidden truths, it's grounded in provable facts, and his airy, unornamented approach captures how much the nightly news and the unsettling visions he and other 70s directors had helped create and had started to blur together. On number 2, The Manchurian Candidate in 1962. As gripping as the story is, it's the sense of fear and fatigue that make the movie so memorable, whether in its dreamlike brainwashing scenes or the way Sinatra plays Marco's sweaty distress as he struggles to keep it together talking to a sympathetic stranger, Janet Leigh, on a train.
Thanks, babe. Sure, kid.
Shoot Bobby Raymond. Through the forehead.
Yes, ma'am.
It's a snapshot of an exhausting moment in history that when it was released a year ahead of the Kennedy assassination, no one knew was about to take an even more dramatic turn. And number 1, Z in 1969. Sometimes conspiracies are not only real, they hide in plain sight. Despite bursts of dark humor, Z also creates an unshakable sense of unease and frustration, suggesting that some forces might be more powerful than justice, and that even the full airing of the truth might not stop those in power from repeating a lie until the public is forced to accept it. That makes it both a landmark of 60s filmmaking, fueled by the anger of the protest movement, and a warning of things to come, the one that feels as relevant now as ever. Do you think it's conspiracy that we are attracting you to our channel? You can always find out our conspiracy by subscribing to our channel and by investigating our other videos.